everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do a quick energy check-in. This is going to be for the sign of Libra. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon rising or Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. Okay, we're going to do a check-in on your energy. See what it is that you need to be aware of. What's coming towards you. What messages your guides want to give to you. I keep wanting to say Virgo. I keep hearing Virgo, even though this is for Libra. So it might be that you are connecting to a Virgo energy right now. And if that's the case, or if you do have a lot of Virgo in your chart, you might want to check out the Virgo reading. But Virgo energy is also a message to kind of get yourself into a healthy routine. Focus on the routine, focus on consistency, focus on committing yourself to one goal right now. Focus on getting into some sort of healthy habit or healthy routine, especially if you're feeling like overly stressed right now. So let's start by pulling some message cards for you. See what your guides are wanting you to know right now. Yeah, I feel like the energy is just, for some of you, the energy just might be very scattered, or you're just kind of like uncertain. And if you can't figure out the problem in front of you, get yourself into some sort of consistent routine, and that will kind of help make things more clear. I do feel that you're in some sort of period of growth right now. It might even be like growth in a relationship, or you're wanting growth in a relationship. But I feel like it's important for you to acknowledge what are the things that you're needing to take action on and you're needing to take responsibility on, versus what things are not like things that you're not supposed to be taking responsibility for. There's things that maybe you're not taking any action towards that you do need to take action towards, and things that aren't your responsibility to take action for, and you maybe are. It's like there needs to, especially in your relationships with other people, there needs to be more balance within what is the individual responsibility and what is the responsibility together in the relationship itself. It's like you don't let the control of your relationship solely be in one person's hands. Make sure there's more balance. If you're doing too much in your relationships, take time to dial back and put more energy into yourself. If you feel that you're taking too much of a back seat, be more assertive with what your needs are, with what your goals are. Especially if you're dealing with a relationship that seems to like one moment be, you know, in this amazing place, moving forward, and then all of a sudden, like nothing, and it goes backwards. I feel like it might be because there's just an imbalance. Like one person is the leader in the relationship and the other person is the follower, but the person who's a leader isn't really taking the right kind of initiative. So let's see what other messages are wanting to come through. Like there's not enough consistency in your relationships. It's moving in two different directions. And I do feel that it's that a shift in the way that things are being communicated is what will help. I feel like within your relationships with other people, like there might be more of a hesitation in communicating what your desires are for the future. There might be a lack of communication in regards to what direction both of you want the relationship to go in. There's like this reserving certain communication, reserving or holding back having some sort of conversations until you find out what direction the relationship is going in. But I feel like you need to reverse it and have the conversation so you can determine which way the relationship is moving. It's like there's a lot of examination of what the other person is doing, but there's not enough conversation about what is wanted. And that's where that shift needs to come in. And it does require, it will mean that you might feel that you're making yourself a little bit vulnerable. But it's almost like you're moving in an aimless direction because nothing is out in the open. Yeah, if you are in a relationship with another person right now, it's like both of you are focused in two different directions. The communication you guys are having, or the lack of communication that you guys are having, is creating the space where you're feeling very isolated in your relationships. For some of you, if you're single, you might be trying to understand like what direction you want to move towards in your life, like whether you want to put yourself out there. And I feel like it's like you're not really certain as to what you want, and so your energy is kind of feeling a little bit scattered. You have love around you. You're opening to love. You're really wanting love. I also feel that you're developing a stronger like love of self, which is a really beautiful thing. And you're wanting to be more open with that energy. You're definitely in a strong... like you have a strong sense of self right now. A strong sense of self-awareness, of self-love. I also feel like people are kind of taking notice of changes that you've made, of positive changes that you've made. You're definitely in a period of growth. You're in a period of expansion. You're meant to be kind of moving forward with this energy, moving, especially in your love life. And you have love in front of you. You have an opportunity for love in front of you. Although I don't feel that you're necessarily looking at it in that aspect. You might be wanting like bigger love. Like if you're single, you might be kind of wanting that, you know, big fireworks out of the blue type of love that kind of just knocks you, you know, just hits you, right? But what you're connecting to is like, it appears to be much smaller, but that doesn't dismiss the fact that it's love. It's not showing up in this big outward display of love. It's kind of just showing up as a little small opportunity, but it's still potential. Now, for those of you who are in a relationship with another person, it could be that you have in some way felt disconnected in this relationship for so long, or you're so used to being alone, and you're looking for this kind of big declaration of love from this person, or this big show of love from this person, and they're not, like, it's coming out like in a little bit. But don't let the little bit kind of deter you. Again, I feel like for those of you who are in a relationship, I feel like the struggle is more because there hasn't been the conversation about the direction that things are going in. It could be that you're waiting for another person to take initiative, and they are taking initiative, but it's not a, you know, it's not a big step. It's like a small step. And because of that, it could be kind of throwing you off. Yeah, I feel like it's important to kind of enjoy the newness of it, bring new energy to it. I feel like you're looking for the love to be reciprocated, or feelings to be reciprocated, before you show something or do something. And I feel like you need to be more free with what your desires are. Yeah. If nothing is said, if you wait for things to shift or get better before you express certain things, or before you say certain things, you're going to leave yourself more stuck. It's going to leave you with more confusion. The less you say, the more is going to be left open to interpretation or assumptions, and that's not really what you want right now. I feel like it's more valuable to express what your desires are, what your goals are, what your aspirations, what changes you're wanting, what you want in your future, and not leave it in this kind of waiting space. Your guidance is Four of Wands. Celebrate where you are. Yeah, look at the relationship. Look at what you're wanting in the relationship. If you're single, be open to saying, I'm ready for a relationship. I'm ready to move forward in that. Be more open with what you're wanting in your relationships. Be more vocal in what you're wanting. Be more clear in what your expectations are in the relationship, because it's like, it's almost like you're waiting for another person to make a certain decision, and you're getting upset because they're not making that decision. But it's also like, what you're not seeing is they might not feel that they have the opportunity to make a decision. Like, give them the opportunity to decide one way or the other. Like, put it out on the table, instead of waiting to see how things are going to play out. Don't let it like, it's like, I was like, don't. Sorry. It's like, I want to say, don't let it, like, don't wait for them to decide one way or the other. You express what you want and let them decide based on that. Yeah, the things that are not being communicated, there's a lot of stories that are being created as to why on both sides. There's a lot of fear around, you know, an offer not being accepted, or not wanting the same thing, or not being on the same page. And so it's like, the more that things are left unsaid, the more unhappier you are going to be. And it's also kind of like this energy, like, waiting for somebody to do something, but not really clearly vocalizing what it is that you're wanting them to do. And so getting frustrated because that's not getting done, but they really don't have that awareness. And I know that we think that because we're empathic people, that everybody else is empathic, but not everybody is as in tuned to energy, and as in tune to emotions, and as in tune to what people want and need. Like, there are people that need more clear cut, black and white expression, right? It might be obvious to you what you feel for this person. It might be obvious to you what your expectations are. This might be something that you communicated a year ago, but the person that you're dealing with, like, it needs to be like, it's almost like it's like being left in somebody else's hands, but they're not really knowing what direction that you're wanting to go with it. So you need to speak on the direction that you want to go with it. I also want to say this, for some of you, this might be a work thing. It's like you have a creative vision. You have a vision of what you want in terms of your work, your career, your expansion moving forward, but you're not putting it out there, and you need to put it out there more instead of letting it be too much in the hands of other people. Like, put it out there and then let people decide whether or not they like it or don't like it. But don't wait for the attention to be put on you, for that information to be pulled out of you. All right. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you have a good week. Bye-bye.